All right, welcome. It is time for the 85th session of Thursday, the 20th session of, I believe that is the Briarwoods. And we are ready to have bunches of fun with that. And we are close, I think a few weeks away. I have to double check my math. We're close to entering the 1000th session of GM Balo, which is very exciting. So we are getting into all of that insanity. And sorry, that's wild. So here we go. We are ready to play and to get us into what was happening last week. We are ready to hear from Timber. You can go ahead.
Scrycast Radio! When last we left our heroes, they were being attacked by a mutated experiment gone awry. And though they were victorious, Timber and Dagon were infected and are now slowly being mutated into horrific monstrosities themselves. In an effort to find a cure, the Briarwood siblings continued their exploration of the rooms once used by their mother and Aunt Delilah to conduct their mysterious and forbidden experiments. But what they found instead was a creature attempting to hide from sight that craved the taste of witch blood. But the creature was no match for the powers of Rao and Basalt, who easily saw through its illusion, and the siblings were able to quickly dispatch the creature and collect its silver blood for use in future spellcraft. Continuing on, the Briarwoods found a room of books and supplies for crafting and brewing of various potions, a classroom perhaps, and on the wall hung several mysterious keys with vine-covered locks to open. What secrets lie in store? What dangers await? Tune in now as we return to the adventures of the Briarwood Cavern!
Amazing. So, we now come to the Briarwoods. Now, we find themselves in a room full a room full of potions and ingredients. There's
I lost you.
I lost you too.
I was like, wait, is it just me? Like, let me check my volume.
check.
Yes.
There we go. In this room, scattered across are a number of items, notebooks, and how ingredients react, the combinations, alchemical recipes, tables of supplies and equipment, and a key that is frozen on the wall. A mold that looks like it could be used to make a key, and a incredibly rusty key. They also see 3 keyholes, out of which vines have grown, mostly blocking them. Now, you have the list of ingredients and solutions you could potentially make. What would you like to do?
To clarify, the frozen key, is it in like a cube of ice, or is it just like got frost on the key?
It is within ice attached to a wall.
Okay. How big is the thing of ice that it's in?
It's about a 2x2 cube.
Okay. 2 inches?
Feet.
Feet. Oh. How clear is the ice? Like, are we able to see the teeth of the key?
Mostly, yeah.
Without touching anything, can I look at the key in the ice and the rest of the key and see if the teeth match?
Comparing it to the other keys.
Right,
The
because
rest
there
of
was
the key. Yeah.
rest one.
Touch key. The teeth are different.
Okay. The locks on the wall that are covered in vines, does it look like they are locking like small doors or maybe drawers that pull out, or are they just like keyholes in the wall?
They appear to be keyholes in the wall right now.
Okay. Looking through my spell list. I don't think I have
Matt,
any
would you
fire.
consider ice water?
Usually not if you're trying to shape it and such
Okay.
things.
Just checking.
Could I try to melt it
With?
with fire?
You can try.
I can create fire. Press his hands. Whew, flame.
Yeah. Through the flame, the outer of it begins to melt a little bit, forming a it's kind of all the ice around it becomes a little more key shaped and shrinks. But as it kind of stops, the ice does begin to at first slowly refreeze. But you get to a point down to about 8 inches here of ice where the refreezing and your application of your fire meet a standstill.
Ooh.
If while she's melting, can I use shape water to draw that water away so it can't refreeze? Because at that point it's water.
Yeah. You begin to do that. You see that it begins pulling moisture from the air. It seems to be able to. There's it seems like a very specific enchantment here.
Well, I guess it won't be that easy.
So is the water that he's able to move away just reform into ice where he moved it? Or was he able to not do it at all?
Sorry, say that again.
The idea was as she was melting it and it was turning to water, like shape water the access away. And I was wondering if he was actually able to do that or if it refroze too fast to move it.
It's probably mostly refreezing too fast to move it. Like as far as as far as that moment, like you can get a lot of it. That's probably going to go. I'll say this with the shape water, you can probably keep it at this 8-inch thing without having to apply heat to it. But the refreezing ratio is too much of that movement.
Do we see any containers in here?
Yeah.
That we can shape the water into, and then once it refreezes in the container, move the container?
Timber, here, take over for a second of the shape water. With the ice kind of thinned, can we see the key more clearly?
Mm-hmm.
Which key do you think this goes to? Or which lock do you think this goes to?
I don't know a lot about locks.
All right, Misty, I'm gonna make a copy of the key, and you're gonna just try it in this lock over here.
Would I be able to talk to the microbes in ice?
What?
I have speak with animals.
No, you cannot talk to microbes.
Doesn't know what clouds are, knows what microbes are.
Well, she's from the water, okay? I figured maybe she knows a thing or two.
I'm sorry, but that was the most Amber thing I think you've ever said. Oh my god.
What?
It
was a legit question, okay?
No, I know it was. Yeah, no, I would say, yeah, that's beyond the thing of the game.
Okay.
All right, Misty, I'm gonna make a copy of this key, and I need you to try it like quickly.
Wait. What do you? Because you can use the mold. Wait, isn't there still ice around? The key is just smaller now.
Right.
Like we went
There's still ice around it. And remember, like, there's these plants coming out of the holes, so you can't get a key in right now.
Oh crap. Okay. Well, because I can make a copy of the key, but it'll only stay physical for about 6 seconds.
Oh, I thought you meant use the mold.
No, I'm literally just gonna copy the key.
I got it.
I'm not fast enough to make the copy and run over there and try and use it myself. But we've got to clear these locks first if we're gonna try this.
Well, maybe Thea, can you use your fire on the vines now?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to burn the vines away.
Can I go full Avatar and shape water the vines out of the way?
Swamp bending.
Please don't hurt me. Burn some vines.
What are you trying to do?
The vines that Timber wanted me to burn away. I was gonna burn them away.
Okay, gotcha. You burn them, and you find instantly they begin coming back.
What if can I use prestidigitation to warm the key?
Absolutely. As you attempt to do that, you find that prestidigitation is enough to overcome whatever is happening with the key to create the ice. The coldness is greater than your prestidigitation.
All right, let's look for some potions. Maybe we can make something to get rid of this thing.
Yeah, I do want to see if there is an available container to put this excess water in, so that we only have to work with the 8-foot part, like the 8-inch part, instead of the 2-foot cube.
Yeah, you definitely.
Okay. And let's see.
So when Thea burned the vines, they started growing back at a rate that we never actually saw the keyhole, right?
I mean, you might have gotten a quick glance of it, but
So I'm gonna look around for ingredients.
yeah, there's a lot of ingredients. I've given you all this information.
Oh. Well, what? I mean, this.
You have the ingredient list, and you have the recipes for the solutions.
Yeah.
In the
Discord.
oh,
So
Oh,
it looks
okay, here
like
we
we're
go.
gonna need superheating powder. Uh, uh, Potentially stone cleaner. Ooh. Parasitic
to
gel
wine.
looks fun. What?
water to wine.
Yeah, but we can't melt it fast enough to turn it into water to then make it wine. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting.
A parasitic gel.
So that there's the instant petrification serum. And if we made a mold, then maybe we could take other ingredients and petrify them into additional keys that we might need. There's a lot here.
Do you think maybe there's like we're thinking too magical on this, and there might just be like a lever around that we can pull, or a button
Well, maybe
to like
unless
release them?
you know how to do something to get rid of magic.
I feel like every time I try that, it doesn't work.
Well, do you?
Well,
Yeah.
I guess the only time you really tried it was back in the room. There was a ritual room, maybe designed for that specific thing.
Oh no!
I
If you
mean-
remember that was inverted, so it wasn't even designed for that. And you
Just,
Well,
just don't cast it on me.
I mean, I can try.
although that was interesting.
I know you're almost out of your spells, but
Yeah, I'll say that the thing that seems magical would be the key, the frozen key. Nothing else seems to have magical properties.
not even the ice that keeps reforming.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
The frozen key. That
Oh,
thing
okay.
is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the one thing that is magical.
Wait, so the plants don't
Plants seem
seem
bio.
magical?
Yeah, they seem biological.
Oh,
I'm trying to let you not waste a spell
Yeah.
magic if that's what you're going through.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go. Those are more based on a plant that was produced possibly by magic, but isn't magic now. Isn't an ongoing
Got
effect
it.
to the spell.
We could, like the, what's it called? The superheating powder. That might be enough to melt the rest of the ice off this key.
I'm curious. What is our combined intelligence?
Mine's pretty good.
-1.
Yeah, that's same for me.
+0.
Yeah. -1. To be clear though, -1 is not stupid. +0 is not dumb.
Yeah,
it's
0 is
like-
average.
yeah, like just to be very, very clear, like it's not like, oh, I couldn't figure this out. It's it's not that crazy.
I'm gonna look around for a lever or something to see if maybe. But you said the key is what is magical.
Right.
There wouldn't be a lever for the key. And the plants
Wait.
grew back that quickly, even though they're not magical.
Right. I mean, this world is a place of monstrous things.
Yeah.
What if we just tear out the wall?
How would we go about doing that?
We'll take something sharp and we'll cut it out.
I won't say it won't work, but it does sound like it'd take a really long time.
I know there's magic that can make stone move.
No magic I know.
Speaking of magic that I know that I should be trying to help with the keys, but I have been working on the word part for the spell to get rid of Timber's hand feathers. As Thea kind of just like puts a hand up like towards your little hand feathers, almost like she's gonna give him a high five and then thinks better of it because it's really awkward.
They're like jazz feathers now.
Do you all think that maybe the answer to this riddle is somewhere else?
Possibly.
I'd rather try what's here before doing that.
A key frozen in magical ice on the wall, a blank key mold, and a matching keyhole on the wall.
I want to go.
Probably rusted key. Is the rusted key look like it's was made from the key mold?
No.
No.
The key mold is blank, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like just what I'm picturing, like a blank key, so it's just straight with like a grip.
No, it's a key. There's just nothing in the mold.
Okay. So the way Luke said it, I was like, it's a mold for blanks? I want to confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to look at the available ingredients and see if there's the fire method dust, the hair of the nightmare, and whiskey.
There is fire method dust. What was the other two?
Hair of the nightmare and whiskey.
Yes. Hair of the nightmare. We don't have whiskey. So I'm assuming that's just regular whiskey.
Yep.
We are sans whiskey. Does anybody have booze on them at all? Where is Zav when you need him?
There would be whiskey. That list is more of the
magical stuff.
Magical stuff, more
Okay.
rare stuff. There's general, like there's alcohol. There's general ingredients here.
Oh,
We go
And-
opening
Well, I-
some bottles, smell it. Oh, that's definitely whiskey.
I got referred to the Discord.
It's in handouts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. At
The
the very
whiskey-
bottom.
Hold on.
He wasn't tricking you.
Wait a minute. No, I don't see any whiskey on here.
No,
Hold on.
no, he just said that there's general like wasn't going to give a list of all the common ingredients.
Yeah. I do want looking at the available ingredients. How many times do we think we'd be able to attempt to make like a superheating powder?
There's a large amount.
Oh, nice. Then I'm going to get some flasks and like if there's a Bunsen burner and like see if I can follow, because there was the recipe book, and I'm going to see if I can follow the directions to try and make the superheating powder.
Yeah, from what you can tell, this whole place is very much set up to do that. There's even in the recipe books, there's sort of like things like grab flask A or Z125, like things are very much for these purposes. It seems whether it was for beginning or learning. So you were able to make the superheating power.
Oh, nice. And yeah, now that I got things going, I want to make the advanced stone cleaner.
Okay.
Where's the superheating powder?
At the
Top
top.
of the page.
I mean, when you click them, it's a bigger picture usually.
Yeah, if you open it in a separate browser tab.
And
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. Um the alchemical solutions part, the instant petrification serum, does that make it seem like it needs to be like ingested or injected into something for it to take effect?
No, there's a little bit of a description below them.
Oh.
So it says, as soon as solution is allowed to settle, it will turn to stone.
Oh.
Because that's what you found in these books.
There. Okay, I see. Got it. So yeah, we just once we decide what key we want to put into the mold, we just make this instant petrification serum, pour it in the mold, let it set. We got ourselves a new key.
The mold is of a key.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you said it was a blank mold, like
No, I was
things are pressed into
confused
it.
what you were asking me.
My apologies.
No, because I had said that, then Jonathan was like, "Wait, what?" And then we're like, "Okay, no, the
Okay.
mold is of a key that is not present."
I see now. Okay, then yeah, we could just make that key. So let's make some of the instant petrification serum. And then while it's still a liquid, we pour it down into that mold.
Okay, we have those things.
All
we
right.
might not have milk because any milk that might have been here is likely spoiled. And
prestidigitation, and it'll be fine.
And long ago became cheese and then disintegrated from there. Unless there's a magical refrigerator that kept the milk good for God knows how long.
I mean, you could milk a familiar. It's fine.
I mean, Misty brought a zoo of animals with her.
I was not expecting that.
Quick, Basalt!
What is this?
Turn your familiar into a cow!
I can't turn him into anything that big. Or can I? And can I choose at what stage they appear at?
Or a goat.
We could always do a goat. We could do a goat.
You do a little goat.
Bah.
Blah.
Okay. So have you done? Did you put the stuff in the key mold?
If we were able to make it, then yeah, I'd like to pour it into the mold.
So up in the mold, it seems to run out of the mold. It's like it's a very shallow mold, and so it's hard to get it quite right. I think it needs to be a little thicker.
So, we need to put some silly putty in there first, and then petrify the silly putty.
Okay. So then you mix the amorphous putty with the solution as you do that, and after it sets, it seems to come out as a good key.
All right.
Here, why don't you spritz some of that stone cleaner above the lock to try to get these.
I was thinking of doing it on the rusted one.
On the
Like the stone cleaner on the rusted key?
Is that key made of stone?
I think
Rusted, I would assume it's made of metal.
yeah.
I was trying to clear the plants from above the lock.
Huh.
Or from in the lock.
Go for it. I can always make more. There's a lot of shit here.
So I will apply the stone cleaner to the lock and above the lock to try to get this plant to go away.
Okay. So you begin to spray as it it does start to clean any erode. At the same time, the rapid growth of it still comes back at such a rate it's not being effective.
We're gonna need to put some parasites in it. This parasitic gel right here.
Okay.
Deadly to living organisms. We should probably be careful.
So you find the live slad tadpoles.
Don't swallow that.
Yeah. They have to, as they ring, and you find your Yanti venom. And you ground it up. And kill the thing.
And then we'll mage hand it over to the plant.
Yeah.
Well, we have to put this into. Are we supposed to put this into other things, or?
Yeah, that's what it says,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it can be mixed with other
It's
solutions.
by
to deadly
living
effect.
organisms can be mixed with other solutions.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, I guess, mix it in with the stone cleaner.
Okay. You do, and you see that begins to be eaten away as like this infection of red and black begins swirling around it as the stone cleaner within the solution burns it away, and the keyholes are clear.
Oh, and while he's doing that, I'm making condensed rejuvenation.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, then we have to actually read all of these to see how we figure out this puzzle because we didn't properly read them.
Nope. Just playing. Just making things. Does this work? Nope, that spaghetti didn't stick. Let's try the next one.
Amazing. You make the rejuvenation potion, pour it over the key, and it comes out shiny and new.
Oh, and then I have the first thing we made that I'll try.
It's superheating powder.
Do I need to mix it with anything first? Hold on. Oh, it just needs to. How long does it take
It needs to
before?
settle. But it doesn't stick to many things. Is the issue?
Yeah. So
maybe it's like the chemical that MREs use to heat up water, and so you just put it in there.
What if we, because we have all that water that we are continuously shaping, what if we toss the powder into that water and then let the water go and let it refreeze back?
Or we mix it with the putty, because the putty can definitely just sit on the block.
Both.
Okay.
Make two of them. And then if we're able to successfully make a second one, I'll hand it to either Thea or Misty so that I can shape water while whoever takes it from me can apply it to the water.
Okay, so you're putting it in the water and then you're allowing it to freeze?
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Okay. So it does so it sets and it begins to melt the ice it's frozen in, and then it falls off with that ice.
We out here with the kids' first chemistry set.
Yeah. Timber never studied alchemy. He studied like murder.
So I have alchemy supplies proficiency because every witch has it. I guess mix it into the putty because then we can just kind of like drape the putty on the ice block.
Okay. We'll make some more putty. We'll mix in the powder with the putty. We'll let it settle. Then
Fair enough. I think to do this, the issue is going to be keeping the putty in constant contact
Mage
with
hand.
this. Okay, so you're going to constantly be mage handing. I think easy enough. You could probably find a glove to put on your mage hand so that doesn't get burnt in the process.
I have no idea how mage hand works. I didn't know if it was just energy that I was applying there. So
Well, because there's still like if something's burning, like fire would take away mage hand. You can't assume mage hand.
Oh, okay.
But you can do a glove. So yeah, I think you can hold it on, and I think I'll do this creative solution for this. And you put on, and finally the key falls out of the ice. The enchantment being broken once the ice is fully gone.
Sierra goes to catch it with her tentacles. She's like, "Ah, it's cold! It's cold! It's cold! It's cold!"
All right.
Wait, it's still cold, even with all the
I'm
heat
guessing.
from the putty.
I don't know.
Thea was just doing a thing. She was just RPing.
I didn't know if it should have been ow, ow, ow. It was like
Listen,
super
It's
heat.
it's
yes, and Jonathan.
All right, we
Hey.
got 3 keys. We got 3 locks.
Do
I'm
we
gonna
have
throw
3
this chicken
locks?
bone at you.
Yeah, there's 3.
Oh, okay.
slots.
Okay, cool. Is this something that like all the keys have to be turned at the same time kind of deal?
Yeah, let's do that. Because, I mean, there is the possibility that, like, one key releases one awful thing, and if we do all 3, it releases 3 awful things all at once, but...
But then the awful things might be, attacking each other as well.
Yeah.
Like a battle royale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let them fight.
So you guys do it, and I'll aim something to hit it. Right?
Okay.
Right?
How far apart are the locks from one another?
I'm about 5 feet.
Oh. Okay.
We don't know which key goes to which hole.
When it was like the rusted lock in the mold and the ice key nearest one of these locks
I
before we
mean,
mess with them?
they're enough where you can figure that out. I mean, it's not like this looks like it'll turn. This looks like I think that's just not that hard to. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, Theo
All
wants to be prepared to throw something. Misty, which key do you want? Misty,
What?
which key do you want to turn? Stop playing with. I forget that one's name. Corona. We have the keys. We're gonna each turn a key simultaneously.
Okay.
Which key do you want? The one
Whichever.
from the ice, the one that we made out of the solution, or the rusted one that we cleaned?
Whatever you want.
No, I
I'll-
asked you.
I'll grab the rusted one and I'll hand the mold one to Misty. I'll go over to the wall. Okay. 1, 2, 3, click.
So on 3.
So it's like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, turn.
That's what I'm asking you.
I like to do 1, 2, 3, turn.
Okay. So count us
Okay.
off.
Matt, just so you know, I'm holding a candy blast. If something comes out and attacks any of us, specifically like attacks to hurt.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, click.
Okay, turn, and the keys turn together. At this, the wall begins to sink into the floor. And you see what appear to be quarters. You see appointed chambers where there are 2 beds. They have seem to be the remnants of personality, of arcane runes that seem to be lightly etched in, but almost in a scrawling way.
Are they bunk beds? Is
There
there a lot of
are,
room for activities?
there are bunk beds. And there's what looks like a bedroll or two, as though people may have been here at one point.
Oh,
Looking about, you can see there are more various potions and personal chests. It's a trove of items. And in the center, there is a figure. It rises from a pile of ash on which there is scattered remnants of what looks like a white and pink dress. It looks like this strange fusion of metal and human. You can see wires that connect it to this blue metal with gold filigree in a grotesque way. Large chains and almost like a mace hangs off of it. And its eyes glow eerily as it seems to take you in. You look, and lips curl to reveal metal teeth. They raise this metal arm and point. A voice that sounds of scraping metal, like a machine trying to make speech.
What was it that it said? I didn't quite
Leave.
leave.
I'd like to check out that trove.
As you get close, it begins to move to block your path. Get out. And then it almost changes to more human. Get out. I can't stop it.
I'm gonna nick my finger to just draw a little bit of blood and just like fling it at it and be like, by the power of my briarwood blood, I command you to stand down.
You flick it. You say, you speak. Briarwood.
Oh no.
yeah, you had about a 50-50 on that one. I thought about it.
You. They did this. They killed her. Are you their success? You are. And there's this spark that begins moving through the machine as it seems ready to squish you.
Go get her, Ray.
What did you do? What did you do, Basalt? What did you do, Ray?
I don't get the reference.
Oh.
Since it's going to attack, does that mean I throw my candy?
I'll let you to. Yeah, that's fine. Give me a second. Let me get this up
Okay.
here. I thought you were going to try to talk your way out of this thing. You said Briarwood, it all went down.
I did. I did try talking. I spoke words.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'll change it. I thought you were going to talk your way out of it. Not trying. You're right. You did try. I apologize.
It worked on the beholder. It might have worked
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
but-
I figured. I thought they had like taken over this whole place, and so
Nope,
like,
they tortured this one. It's pissed.
I was like, hey, if it worked on a beholder, that's way scarier than whatever this abomination is.
They
Add
said
a little-
speak friend and intern. We said Briarwood, and that was not it.
I would like to try something.
Yeah. Everyone roll initiative, and then you can try on your turn.
Okay.
I am on the wrong dice, but it is what it is.
It was so close to an at 20. And then it went to an 8.
Ooh.
Let me.
Missy with her 22 initiative.
Ooh!
Do I trust the Damascus steel dice again? I feel like it was. Oh wait, I just realized I have to roll a disadvantage. I'm frightened. 1 second.
Oh no.
Let's roll that once more with a frightened feeling. It was the exact same number. We're fine.
I rolled a
this is
6.
incorrect. My AC is not that yet. There we
Okay.
go.
So we're still trying to get basalt.
Oh no, yeah, I rolled
You
the
good to
same
go?
number, so yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So, Cyan, go. Here. All right. So, Misty, you're going to be up first. Focus in a moment. Wait, Misty, you got first.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make sure you heard me. That's all.
stupid earpiece. Go.
I have that weapon. That one's just bigger.
Nice.
I don't like that this looks like a construct. I don't like it at all.
Well, I guess I'll just do it. So I'm gonna try a wisdom save.
For what ability?
Yeah, what ability are you doing?
Finger of death.
That's a con save.
Phantasmal beauty.
Ooh.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Perfect. Okay, here we go. That is a 7.
Okay. Okay. So then I will I'll go up to the trove
What is that?
and take something out of it.
What does that phantasmal beauty thing do again?
Gives them disadvantage on wisdom and incapacitates them.
Oh. If we hit it, does that break it, or?
Yeah, read the spell,
Well,
please.
You tap into the dreams of the creature and create a manifestation of deepest desires, and visible only to the creature. The target whiz saves, and on a failed save, the target is incapacitated, unable to move, and has disadvantage on perception checks. At the end of its turns, it makes another wisdom save. On a success, it ends.
Okay.
So yeah, she was going to try to do this before the combat, but so yeah, she's going to the trove to get something.
Okay. Does it say unable to move?
Yeah,
Okay.
it literally
So-
says unable to move for the duration.
Cool. Perfect. So it adds that to incapacitated. Very nice. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you walk over and there's a chest full of objects. Right out. I would say one thing that will catch your eye is you see a large jug with 11 different holes coming out of it, all stoppered.
Okay. So I'll take that.
Yeah, so moving up. Okay, yeah, you pick that up. Sounds good.
And rest of my movement to go back. Wait, no. I'll stay there.
Okay. Sounds good. Then Basalt.
Are we just taking this thing down, or are we just grabbing the stuff and closing the wall up?
I just wanted the trove.
I say we take what we can while it's frozen.
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah?
So I guess I'll move towards the trove also. Is it something? Is it like a chest? Or is it just like a pile of things?
There's piles of things, there's some chests. Like, there's a lot of different stuff here.
You know, now that I think about it, if this is something that Aunt Delilah and Mom kind of like tortured, I think putting it out of its misery is like the correct thing to do. It shouldn't have to stay here suffering, and so I'm gonna
That's
summon
fair.
forth. I'm gonna summon forth my malevolence. My malevolence armor, and oh crap! I don't have. I can't extra attack because I can only extra attack when I cackle specifically. So I'll walk up to it and I'll pooling acid strike.
Should we not all wait until we're okay?
Huh?
Nothing.
So disadvantage because I do be frightened. 17. I have to assume that misses.
So 17 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I was looking for something else. Okay, so 17 will hit.
Oh shit.
Oh,
I'll take that. That's 7 slashing and 2 acid. That's my turn.
Very good. Then Timber.
All right, Charlie's gonna run up to flank this thing with assault. I'm going to move back next to Rutherford. Charlie's gonna try and bite it. That's a 21 to hit. Oh,
That hits.
That is for 5 regular piercing.
Okay.
And Rutherford's going to try and shoot it. That's a 15 to hit.
15 will... actually, sorry. 15 hits.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm sorry, it misses. My bad. So
Oh,
AC 16. So...
Okay.
Oh, so sorry.
And then I am going to chill touch it. Just reach out and touch it.
Got it.
That's as a straight roll. Unless I don't think it does. Does being incapacitated do anything for advantage?
No, just no actions
Okay.
and reactions.
Well, that's 18 to
That'll
hit.
hit. Yeah.
And so this is 7 necrotic.
Nice.
And I think Charlie is on the opposite side of this thing to flank it with basalt. And I want to, if I have the movement left, to move stage left away from Rutherford in case there's like an area effect that he tries to hit a bunch of us with.
Perfect. Okay, so...
Sorry, to clarify, I would also like to stay out of a line with one of my siblings. Thank you.
Very good. Okay. So it's incapacitated. Can't take actions, can't move. So it will end its turn and see if it can make
And
the
then-
save.
It'll also take 10 acid from standing in the pool.
Heck yes.
Damn, Jackie, that's a good spell, especially for my pooling acid strike.
Yeah, 14.
Failed.
Nice.
Okay, very good.
Wow.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I am ready. I'm going to. I feel like because I had it held, even though this all went on, I'm still gonna use it instead of choosing something else. Because I feel like that's what would have happened. So just candy blasting. So, gonna roll. There we go.
Let's do it.
It's a natural 1. Sad. As the candy just flies right over its head, he is just gonna roll Sterling out and just floop.
Got it. All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right. Goes. Destiny. Why? Misty.
Look at this trove. Treasures untold. How many wonders can one bedroom hold? I'm gonna dig into this trove and get some more stuff. Or can I just
Okay.
carry the trove? I don't even know how heavy this thing
I
is.
mean, it's a large amount of.
Oh,
thing.
okay. So I'll keep digging. getting some stuff.
It's more about like being able to like really manage it than it is weight.
Got
Okay.
There's a whole candelabra in here.
All right. You grab this. It's strange. It has inlaid. It looks like maybe armor, but it's inlaid with a series of tubes and wiring.
Okay. I'm sure one of us will find that useful.
Is it like a beer hat? Like you can.
Yeah, so Misty is like half like I pictured it like she's in this trove. All you can see is like her butt hanging out with her legs as she's like digging in there.
I love it. I think this is.
Don't worry, Misty, we got it.
It's so funny in my head. I'm just like, should this be a concentration check? But I'm not gonna.
Oh, shiny! Smokers.
Yeah. Smokers. I love it. All right, then basalt.
The crackling of boulders and cracking of stone as I cackle, so that way I can do my extra attack, but with Cooling Acid Strike. With Charlie flanking, it's a straight roll now. That's still a 1, so that doesn't... second attack is 18 for 11 slashing damage.
Nice.
That's my turn.
You got it. So with that, you come across tubes, like a mixture of veins and metal being cut and severed on this thing. It was just sort of like as you just start taking it out. Timber.
Charlie's gonna bite it. That is that's a 28 to hit.
Yeah.
So close to a nat 20. So it's gonna be 6 piercing.
Nice.
Rutherford's gonna shoot it with another arrow. That's a 17 to hit. Did that hit?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Yeah. And so that's going to be 7 piercing.
Very good.
We're gonna chill touch it again. Or not. That's a 14.
Yeah, that'll miss.
Yeah, once again, Charlie's doing all the work for my team. A little bit of help from Rutherford. That's it.
We'll try its wisdom save. 4. Then Thea.
Okay. I'm going to release my whispery whispers, and Sterling is going to engorge and double in size as he skitters forward, and probably can't make it because he doesn't have that fast speed.
All right, Sterling gets big and starts moving towards the construct.
How much movement does he have?
How much movement?
Only 15.
15.
And he moved last time from you?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He's good.
Yeah, he's right there.
We're not that far from him.
Does enlarge say it becomes large or it just grows one size?
I'm just doing that like for flavor, because like he's still a tiny creature. Like I'm literally thinking of it that he goes from being the size of like a coin to being like the size of I don't know, like a small hand mirror kind of thing.
No, that's exactly what I was picturing, that he went from like this, but since he's tiny, he just got small, so he's just like a really big coin.
And like because Sterling's a mock, like he changes in size all the time to preferring like jewelry shapes,
Yeah.
which I always imagined as like this unfolding fractal kind of look
Nice.
to like into different designs. And then like it just like folds back in on one another, kind of does like this weird like of like skittery legs, and then turns into like the coin with like an open mouth and spider legs.
Yes.
So yeah, he's like there, and he's gonna bite him. It's a natural 20!
Let's go.
Of course, Sterling gets the natural 20. Okay.
Love it.
I have this written down too. So it's crit damage piercing. It's 8 plus the 8 from Dire Familiar. So that's 16 piercing. And then
The acid damage would also get doubled.
yeah, 7 acid.
Damn, that's a good hit.
Nice.
Just gets right into the little wiring of like its neck.
23 damage.
It's in there,
from-
drips in. You see sparks as like it seems like there's power that is being disrupted within the suit. Then Misty.
It's a bonus action to do Dagon, right?
Correct.
So
Bonus
okay.
action or action, whichever you need to use.
Okay, so my action, I'm gonna look for another item.
Amazing. You find a box of powder that seems to look like a large quantity of concealment powder
All right.
that you've encountered before. It's ornate, has it has DD emblazoned upon it or carved into it, almost childlike.
Oh. All right. And Dagon will spend his action looking for a treasure.
Amazing.
This is what happens when you put shinies in front of her.
All right. He comes out with a bunch of gold coins.
Oh, nice.
He just got them stuck to his sucker.
Yeah.
He's
I'm-
clacking.
I'm imagining this cute, adorable little octopus with every single sucker, just a coin. Clink, 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 clink,
Yeah.
clink, clink.
He's almost slipping because he's not used to not being able to grip things.
He
Oh,
wants
God.
to be shiny.
Like a diamond in the rough. Stretch it out. Go, Basalt.
I will cackle for my bonus action. Pulling acid strike. 25 for 7 slashing and 7 acid. Second attack. Also 25 for 13 damage.
Nice.
I will stay put.
You got it.
Then Rao will fly around to flank with Sterling, and he will use the help action
You got it.
for hopefully a ranged person to use.
What, Brown? You need to be
Perfect.
'Cause
Then
I keep forgetting about
Timber.
Rao.
All right. Does the help action give chill touch advantage?
Yeah.
Yes, melee spell, yeah.
Oh,
Well, no, the help action would give Timber advantage, right? Because it's just helping with the attack. Because chill touch is ranged.
It is.
Oh, okay. Yes, you have advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
I
was
put him in the
thinking
for-
flanking. That's what
for
my brain
Sterling,
went.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain went great, but
Okay.
sorry.
So yeah, we'll start with Chill Touch. See what happens there.
Let's slap.
Yes.
Oh, it's a 27 to hit.
That hits.
And that's going to be
That's gonna be so perfect specifically for Timber eventually. Like you need to start calling it Lich Slap because that is your penultimate goal.
it's true. Let's see, that's 9 necrotic.
Nice.
And then Rutherford's going to try and shoot. This is a straight roll. It's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
That's going to be 7 regular piercing. And then Charlie's going to bite him.
How do you want to kill it?
Oh, shit. We've been ripping this thing apart. And Charlie, he's just been happy to be there. And he just happens to get a hold of one of the important tubes and pulls it out. And he's just worrying it in his mouth, shaking it around.
Amazing. And then, all right. Then finally, the tubes go, and it's as if the flesh is exposed to the inner chemicals of the suit. It burns away, bones dissolve, and it kind of just falls down inert upon the floor.
Well, if you guys are all done playing around, we've got a lot of loot to go through. Help me with this.
I gotta give Charlie his exercise.
I look down at the scrap essentially and just say rest easy.
Matt, you said there was a dress on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pick up the dress? I want to look at the pretty dress.
Yeah, it's shredded up a little bit. Like there's like it's tattered and in several pieces, but you can pick them up. It looked at one
mend
time
that.
was quite lovely.
Did you say I can mend that?
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh.
like putting some of these items like on the mastiffs.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of
What do you find in there, Misty?
okay, so far I found this armor, and she shows the armor that has the tubes in it, looks like Bane. And then she takes out this, what I assume is like, I was assuming it's like a makeup box, but it has like DD on it. And then she takes out the jug with the 8 corks. And then she kind of goes right back to the trove looking around.
Absolutely. So now some things you find is 700 gold,
Okay.
which by the way would be 175 for each person.
Okay.
If you want.
So yeah, she'll go ahead and give that to everybody.
175.
I've been trying to be disciplined about giving you easily dividable sums.
Yeah. That's,
I've been really trying to do that. Instead of doing the radix, I'm like, I could do random, but then like, let's get it to the nearest 4 or 5 wherever we are.
Was that,
You mean like
was
we're
that-
siblings?
What was that after last night where we were like, how much to
One of
put in
us silver,
party?
copper, and a tenth of a like. Gosh. Anyway, sorry. You find
He got one more
Um,
gold piece than I did. Mom!
continuing to go through it. There are these flasks, metal casings that enwrap glass flasks, and they're beautiful. It looks very finely worked and jeweled. And in the bottom of the stamp, like stamped is the tiny name Delilah, and on another will be stamped Delaney, and another stamped Delilah. So it seems like these were handmade by them.
oh,
And these are 6 flasks of alchemist fire.
6 of them?
Yeah. And And going through all of this, there's similar markings. You find Delilah on some of these, Delaney, and all of it seems to be like bearing their marks. Occasionally the name Frederick pops up. But that's about it. And once in a while, and I would say actually specifically 3 canisters that hold poison. These poison canisters. This is the only one. It looks very utilitarian. There's no art to it at all. And they are marked Deborah.
These were the canisters of poison.
Mm-hmm. Other things you find are 5 healing potions in that same artistry. There's
Are these
a
the same?
Yep.
Are they the same types of healing potions as the 3 we found in the room?
They're standard healing potions.
Common ones.
Yeah.
So okay, so that would be 2 healing potions apiece then. Because we already found 3 in the last
Yeah,
session.
we found 3 greater.
Oh, those were greater.
Yeah.
Never mind.
There is a hunk of metal that, as you pull it out, as you're just looking at it, and it almost morphs in your hand a bit and moves. And like as you're just tearing through things, you find a beautiful, amazingly, the wood shaft is carved, inlaid with silver and gold, what even looks like maybe dusted ruby, and tied with like red and teal ribbons. There's bits of bone and other like shiny trinkets off of it. The bottom is around this. The stave is tied with this fine black strands to make this beautiful broom.
I have a quick question. As Rutherford is kind of shuffling over to the creature we just defeated, is he able to recover any of his expended crossbow bolts?
Half.
Okay. Do you round up or down on Audie?
It's about always down for the most part.
Okay.
Unless the rules actually say something else than what I just said. But usually it's down. But then there's knickknacks and trinkets, gadgets and gadgets aplenty.
It's and what's its galore?
Pretty much there's like little toys and other things. But these are the things of general notice to Misty.
Okay, so that's a jug with 8 corks, an armor with tubes, a powder box, 6 glass flasks of alchemist fire with metal casings, 3 canisters of poison, 5 healing potions, a hunk of metal that morphs in the hand, and possibly a magical broom. Correct.
Let me know if there's anything you want me to identify.
I want you to identify all of it.
Oh, okay. We'll do. That's about 5 hours of ritual casting. You have something you want me to start with?
Okay, how about
The metal hand.
the what?
The metal thing.
The metal. Oh, the hunk of metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Identify.
Also, I think I've come up with a plan to cure you, Timber.
Great.
Yeah.
What is it?
We're gonna make you a bath.
We're gonna make me a bath? Okay.
A bath. Although it might look a little awkward because we're going to put you in the cauldron while it is currently like warm and bubbling, and hopefully the water won't be hot enough to actually cook you.
So a warm bubble bath in the cauldron.
Yes.
Okay. That sounds fine. Not dangerous at all. What could go wrong, right?
Right.
Okay, metal thing. Now I gotta focus.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so you cast identify here, and this appears to be a weapon of scattered elements.
Oh,
The vast alchemical creation with infused in the metal is specifically the power of lightning, fire, cold, acid, and poison.
oh.
While attuned, you can use your reaction to automatically succeed on a spell saving throw against a spell that deals one of those. When you do, the blade becomes infused with the power of that element for the next hour. And while infused, all attacks you make do an additional 1d4 damage of the element.
Is this like a long sword, a short sword, scimitar?
It's a hunk of metal right now.
Oh, got
It
it.
needs to be made into
I see.
something.
You would believe that during the attunement process, the identify spell tells you during the attunement process, you can envision the weapon, and it becomes the weapon you envision.
Yeah, so I will, at the end of the ritual, kind of explain that to the others.
Interesting.
This is neat.
And I will hand the chunk back to Misty.
What's next?
Next, we have a. Well, how about the broom?
Okay.
Spend another 10 minutes ritually the broom.
As you, who touches the broom first?
Misty.
had picked it out.
It picked it. Yeah, I think you saw. Yeah, as you grab it, it like begins to move in your arms, and then take off and kind of fly around you and like rub against your shoulder, and do like a perfect cartoon bend to do so.
It's the magic rug. All right.
Yeah.
Hi. Okay. I assume this is a.
Turns over, its bristles almost shaped like a tongue, and it licks your face.
So it's like a pet.
And it likes you. Congratulations.
Well, you'll fit right in with my menagerie. All right.
Now your familiars can fly.
Okay.
All of them.
How about instead of the broom, why don't you identify this, the powdered box? I'm curious about that one. It has the DD initials on it.
Okay. The weapon of scared elements is in loot. I just put the stat block for the witch's broom
Okay.
there as well. And we wanted what next?
We're looking at the powdered box. Obviously, we'll divvy out all this stuff once we know what everything does and who's best suited for everything. But
Sure. This is.
Sneeze into it and go invisible.
I would say you actually can recognize this on sight. It is a box of concealment powder for about 30 pages worth of messages.
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah. So, like, if you're writing a secret note to your paramour, then you can use this, and no one will know.
Oh. All right. And we already know what the flasks are. So what we have left are the jug and the armor.
Maybe it's a jug of cure mutation.
Well, the jug was the first thing I noticed, so I guess I'm most curious about what that does.
Fine by me.
All right.
10 minutes later.
Perfect. Yeah, looking at this, this comes back as a alchemy jug.
Nice.
I'll put that in loot.
That's kind of what I thought it was. I just wanted to be sure.
Mhm.
Oh man, you can get so much mayonnaise out of this thing. This is nuts.
Do you have time for one more?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So there's this armor set, and she pulls this out, and it's got the tubes in it.
That is worrisome.
Yep.
What would you use? Like, is it like a
Well, maybe.
so like if you're
I was thinking, like, maybe it sticks into you, and so it's powered by witch's blood.
Matt, was the alchemy jug the regular one, or the blue, or the orange?
I put regular. If one of you would prefer one or the other, I'm good with just changing it to that.
blue, pink, blue, pink.
What?
Okay.
I said pink.
Because-
There's no pink
Just
option.
like, I didn't realize he had added those colors when I did this, and I was just doing an item hookup and realized it. I was like, oh, they added that as a new item a little bit ago. Very fun.
I don't know what the others do.
It's just slightly different things out of them.
One of them is just Worcestershire sauce. That's it. That's all you get.
Instead of poison, you can get boiling hot tea out of
Oh.
the blue one.
What about salt water?
There is I think they all give salt water. Yeah, they can all do salt water, but one has soy sauce. Honey, mayonnaise, oil, soy sauce, vinegar, and wine. Those all sound like cooking ingredients for.
Yeah, we'll give that one to Thea to cook with.
But it also has salt and fresh water, so we can also, douse Misty when we need to.
Oh, that sounds like a brilliant idea.
Does that thing require attunement to use it?
Nope.
Okay, so real quickly, she says salt water, and she just drinks it.
Ah,
Here, you want some, Thea?
Fresh water. I take a little
So
sip.
it can only produce. It can't produce. Yeah. So it's only you just drink salt water when you go to drink it because it can't make a different one.
Why not?
That's just the rule of the thing because it's not attunement. Once the jug starts producing a liquid, it can't produce a different one or more of one that has reached its maximum until the next dawn.
Oh, sorry.
That I'm going to go take a sip, and it's just salt water. It's like that is still salt water.
Got him. Okay, I guess I'll check out the weird tube armor.
Yes.
Okay.
Where did the tube go? It's worrisome.
Somebody said Bane. I think it's just that.
Okay, so this is alchemical armor.
It's a catheter.
Okay. So, while attuned to this item, you can use your action to pour a potion into a small intake on the left shoulder of the armor as fuel. And when you do so, it increases the potency of the armor. It is currently designed to use the following potions. It can do a healing potion. You regain 1d4 plus 1 hit points, and you regain an additional 1d1 4 plus hit points at the start of your next 3 turns.
This was all written down, I'm assuming. I don't have to type this
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I was like, wait, that's a lot.
You can do Alchemist Fire. For the next minute, whenever a creature touches you or hits you with a melee attack while within 5 feet, that creature takes 1d10 fire damage. And you can put in a Potion of Giant Strength, which makes the duration of the potion's effect extended to 4 hours.
Not gonna lie, my first thought was to see if we could turn it into barding and put it on Charlie, but
I did have a thought for the that scattered elements. Maybe he can attune to it and it forms to his teeth. That way you stop running into that issue of his teeth like breaking off when he tries to bite things.
that
Like
would be
certain things.
so cool.
That was my first thought.
I mean, I can't use weapons. I don't know how to use them, so it's up to the rest of you. If
I can't dual wield Heart Striker and another weapon, so
I mean, all I really have is a few of these daggers and this sling.
I'm fine with you using it.
Oh, okay.
I still have this scimitar that I have been using. I didn't know if you guys actually wanted to ever be that close to things.
Is it what kind of scimitar is it?
The magical one we found at the camp.
Is a magical one?
Yeah.
I mean, Rutherford can use a magical one. If no one else wants it.
I spit it-
Maybe can you if we put it in his teeth and he swings it?
I don't know that he would count as having proficiency.
Yeah, he'll just flail around with it and see what he hits.
All right. I put the poison canister into your loot as well.
Whew. That's a lot of damage. Who is this Deborah woman that's making such potent poison?
When you,
And who's Friedrich or Frederick?
So there are other things in here. Is there anything else you all would be looking for in here?
Yeah, I definitely would have during the All the identifies. I
A
would have
30-minute identify.
the like hour of identifying. I would have like secured the room, make sure there was nothing else in the room, looking through Rouse eyes, make sure nothing was hiding, type deal.
Look for secret diaries.
Sniffing
That is
around
exactly
for,
what Thea is looking for. She's looking for a secret diary.
sniffing at the other at the different areas to make sure there's no poison, looking for invisible stuff, and just making sure that we're still safe.
Looking for the.
I will tell you this, Matt. The first place she checks is underneath the beds. Any like
The mattress.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, where Thea hid her diary was probably under her bed, like under
Yeah.
that lip.
Yeah, you look under the bed and they're like stuck up with like what looks like to be like the putty around there.
I knew it.
And there was Delaney, Deborah, Delilah.
We have another aunt?
We don't know that. That could have been a friend. Or one of the other people that was working here with them.
Well, it can't be a coincidence.
Well,
that it's
check.
Wait.
D. I'm gonna open it up.
Is the lady we just obliterated Deborah?
Oh, do you think that could have been Frederick and Deborah and they fused them?
Well, like maybe there was like I think Thea's stories are getting to me because I'm not thinking about like the love triangle that went wrong and between Frederick and
The
Delaney
love
and
square, there was
yeah,
3
all
girls.
4 of them. And it's like, they caught him sneaking around.
And
They
mom
couldn't have
and
that.
Delilah were like, you know what? We're at least sisters. We got to put her down, and him for not choosing at least one of us.
Yeah.
Well, Theo, start reading. Start figuring out if Deborah was an aunt or just the poor soul that got between our
Between true love.
between our mom or aunt and their potential lover. Maybe that was Delilah's like first love, and then after having her heart broken, then she met Silas.
Oh man, what if Friedrich was the gnome we just met?
The gnome we just met?
The mutated gnome that was splattered up the wall.
Oh yeah.
Quickly going through the diary, there is some of this is part diary. We're going to find personal stuff. Elizabeth does have notes on different experiments. One particularly is named Project Witch and begins talking about experiments. Some experiments that aren't listed here, but it builds on work that they used called the Whispered Blood. And refers to the creation of something that they refer to as gate keys. But kind of going through these would take a little bit of time. Anything else anyone's looking for here?
Yes. A treasure bucket.
There are a few. You see what looks like discarded shoes. You don't know why these land lovers wear them on feet when they go on your head with a strap. But and various rotted, very rotted and smelly fruit peels.
All right. Take those.
Are you taking the fruit peels or the shoes?
I'm taking both. Oh, so what are we doing with this armor?
Matt, it doesn't say what level armor it is. Like light, medium, or heavy.
Right. It can be modified to be any of them.
Oh, okay.
Any training
I
in
mean-
armor.
Oh.
Stafford.
I can certainly use it, especially the alchemist fire thing sounds good because then I can refrain from shielding myself from creatures that don't hit quite as hard and let them burn themselves on the armor. I don't think we have any potions of strength currently.
Not yet, but we do have 6 of alchemist fire, and
Yeah,
we have the
and we
5
have some healing
healings.
potions.
So if you want to take that, then the other 3 of us can take each one of the greater healings.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't even necessarily know that I need all 5.
Well, I mean, I guess for refilling it.
Gotcha.
Um,
I will still try to avoid getting hurt to not have to use them frivolously.
and Thea, you said you wanted the weapon?
Yeah. If since
Okay.
the salt.
And I think the broom is attached to me.
The broom chose you.
Yeah.
So then there's this. Okay, so there is also the jug that.
That one's for Thea, so she can maybe.
I figure we can.
I'm not
just
gonna say that.
share it. Salt water.
Well, it's salt water now.
Yeah.
Well, what we can do, since why don't you hold on to it, Thea, because you use it for ingredients, but I'll borrow it sometimes for salt water.
Just let her know in the morning if you're feeling saltwatery. Because remember, once you say something, that's all it can make for that day.
And Timber, do you want the concealment dust?
What does that do again?
You can conceal what you wrote on 60 pages.
30
Oh,
pages.
yeah.
30 pages.
I mean, sure.
There's also the canisters of poison. Does anybody... I know we all have poison kits, but does anybody use them?
You know what could be funny? Since Charlie's immune to poison, we could coat his teeth in it and he just bites things and poisons them.
I think that's brilliant.
That's a great idea.
So you take the poison. Okay, and I think that's everything. Yeah.
Oh wow, that broom's really licking you there.
Yeah, I like it.
Like your hair is just all on one side. It's just straight.
Well, if that's the case, then I've turned back into a mermaid.
Just your hair.
You did drink a
not-
lot of
not
salt
half
water.
you.
Yeah, if you
All
drink
right.
salt water, does it turn you back?
No.
Oh.
That's be on the outside.
Question, Matt. You said currently the alchemical armor does these things. Does that imply that it can be added? Things can be added
Modified.
onto it to make it usable with other things as well.
Probably.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is how it's designed, yeah. But you just have to modify it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, too bad you don't know like an alchemist and Rothold or something. Or an
If
artificer.
only.
I mean, I know me, my sisters.
He's talking about.
I know who he's
Adora.
talking about. But he said alchemist, and I'm just like, I look at my sisters, and then the reflection of my sword, and I have smith's tools, so maybe I
Yeah.
could do it.
You can. My point is that there. Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, Don't give it to her. You'll get it'll explode.
As long as the explosions don't include me.
I don't want. I don't know. I don't want to make this too crazy. What else are you looking for in here?
Is there any type of jewelry in the bedroom, or
was there anything of note in the other dressers or drawers, the desk? Because Thea looked under the bed and found the thing. I was just looking to make sure that inspecting the rest of the room during the
I gotta say, it's interesting. When you have Rao look around, you see places that seem to have pockets of interdimensional space or extra-dimensional space that have been hidden. But as you close up, you don't get how to access them.
And is it just floating in space, or is it against a wall or against in the drawer?
Some are in a drawer, some are some are under the bed. There's a few places.
Put your hand here, and I'm gonna press his hand into the spot where I can see that there's something there. Start identifying this. There's some kind of extra dimensional pocket here that may need a code word or something.
Right here? Right here? Right.
I placed your hand.
Okay.
Okay, so you take another 10 minutes. And
my arm's getting tired.
This seems to be a spell you've not heard of. It creates a small space that one could put things in. Put people if you wanted to. There wouldn't be a lot of air. But it is released when someone looks for the item that is in it. Specifically.
Do they have to know what the item is to look for it?
Correct.
So yeah. If you know what's in there, then you're able to get it out.
Thea, quick, search for any items that would seem of particular importance in those journals.
Real quick, I want to think of the locket.
On the desk, a locket appears.
I want to try, while Thea's looking through the journal, I want to try and take the locket without her noticing.
Okay.
Oh, wait, do we need a break? Is that a good break?
Let's do the break because I'm going to do 2 rows because there's a row of did she notice it appear? And then does she notice you take it? There's 2 different things
Okay.
that are very into here. So let's go ahead. Take a break. And be back. All right. Back. So, let's see. Molly, you there?
Yep.
Okay. So you tell me how much does Thea like go into her book here?
I think that based on just like what's going on is that Thea that it's almost like Timber's like what else is in there, and then she's looking but kind of like is doing like this pacing kind of thing while she's looking.
Okay. Fair enough. Go ahead and give me perception with advantage.
$15.
Okay. So the release of the spell is a little bit of like air and objects suddenly coming in from another space. So as it happens, you do become aware of an object appearing. I think you can see that there is a locket that has appeared.
And I will say that Thea wouldn't care as much about it, just like, oh, wow, they're smart. They figured something out already. Then, like, she'll probably turn back to looking through to see if there's any, like, specific things in it.
Okay, perfect. And what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is 11.
Okay, so now go ahead and make your sleight of hand for Timber.
I need to get what, a 9 or 10 or higher, plus 2 to my stat. It's a 4.
They kind of bang it against the table and very like carefully sort of move, and you see them like kind of like a little kid like looking over their shoulder, like right, put it in and conceal it from you.
I feel like Thea is thinking, like, wow, Timber probably really wants to give that to his girlfriend.
So, Molly, do you remember the significance of the locket?
I remember the significance of the locket. I don't know if my otherworldly companion knows the significance of the locket.
Right, but what I'm saying, the Thea though, because Thea was talking to.
No, because you specifically had said to the others that
not to mention it to Thea, because Thea would get upset because she was talking to us mentally.
Exactly.
That's right. Sorry, I got confused from my own.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I got confused from my own thing. From something else.
And that Thea was convinced that it was her conscience.
Right.
Thea's convinced that the thing possessing her is her conscience?
Yes.
Sorry, I know what I meant now.
Because so when Thea was so you guys know, so when Thea was possessed initially, like she was already suffering under the fear of the place, so she needs to get out. And her conscience is basically saying, you need to leave. You need to leave. This place isn't right. You need to get out of here. Most of the time. So she's like, yeah, you're right. I need to get out of here. How do we get out of here fast? By solving the problem. And then we'll just get out. Right, guys? Let's get out.
All right. Anything else in here that you're going to try to find in the pockets?
I looked at Timber like, and I'm just like, how do we use it? Because I don't remember if she told us like, oh, bring it back to her, and she'll tell us, or if there was a way for us, or if she had given us the instructions on how to use
She
it.
had given instructions, if I remember.
Jonathan does not remember.
Yeah, I do not like. I don't remember either.
It had to
But-
do with your cauldron and using your witch magic.
Okay.
Mm,
I think if I don't find anything specifically in the diary, then Thea's going to be like, Timber, didn't Aunt Delilah say something about like secret notes or something?
Oh, and I think of the clockwork bee.
And a little flash of energy and an amazing work of machinery. This tiny thing, no bigger than 3/4 of an inch, is there. Delicate wings that you're not even sure what they're made out of, and what looks like 50 to 100 little gears, and its body is made out of the precise placement of them, almost as an optical illusion.
I immediately pull out my jeweler's glass to start inspecting this thing.
It is crazy.
And then I guess I'll just think whispered one notes.
It doesn't.
Nope. Well, couldn't hurt to try.
Did you say that out loud, or did you think it?
No, I just thought it. All these things I've just been thinking.
Okay.
And then two of them appeared.
And then I'll look through Rao, and there's another one over here.
Are there three? Is there one we haven't
Those
discovered
were
what
both,
it is
those
yet?
were both in the desk, right?
Yes.
So I'll lead him to the other spot. What was one other spot that had an extra dimensional pocket?
There's a few. Well, yeah, there's actually a few in here.
Oh, okay.
The,
Oh.
I'm just gonna go to the other ones and think gold.
gold does not manifest.
Jewelry.
Jewelry. A beautiful braided cord, black, manifests, and on it is what appears to be a clear crystal. Examine it very closely. There appears to be writing that, even with your jeweler's eye, is not quite possible to read, but you can tell with that, you can see that there's a type of writing.
Hmm.
Of what you can tell, it's crystal itself seems to be made up of like strands of text. Like it's as if it was imprinted as it was formed, or it formed in this imprinted shape. Layer upon layer upon layer.
Was there any microscopes in the lab?
Yeah, there would be.
I'm like, 1 second. I run to the microscope trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, you spent a lot of time trying to get a lot in there,
Yeah.
but with that, you can definitely make out like that there's words in here.
And so I just give Timber the location of the other ones for when Thea figures some things to check for.
So did I ever find anything?
For what?
I'd said a while ago I was looking for jewelry.
Okay. Yeah, there's. I mean, among the trinkets here, there's different pieces of jewelry. I think here. So there was I'd say things that may be worth a silver or two, but things that Misty would find very exciting.
Yeah.
But
Not
I think
knowing.
so. I think I think I missed that a little bit. So however you want to do with this, because the thing was they were trying to look for this in specific, and there was other things that was on my head as a DM. So I don't. We could try to rework that finding the thing, but how you guys want to do it?
I guess Timber is just going to be waiting to see if he happens to come across something in the journal that seems like they might have been like, I wanted to hide this from the others, and I know just where to do it, or something like that. That might be a clue as to what to think of to get it to manifest. But if she doesn't, if she doesn't find or isn't able to come across anything in the journal, then there isn't anything else I have for Timber to do.
Okay. Let's say Thea, go ahead and make an investigation check as you're going through the journal.
Okie dokie. Investigation. A 15.
Looking through it, there is a reference. They talk about a substance and they begin describing it. And as you're reading through it, you realize it sounds like what you put in your cauldron. And as you're thinking of it, you see, I think it almost falls and clangs on the floor underneath the bed.
I go to grab it.
And you see the silvery liquid.
Oh, so you don't even have to actually be near the thing. You just have to think of it. Interesting.
Is that
you look? It seems like all the pockets are basically grabbed here.
is that more witch silver?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do it.
Do we still have the other vial that we got? Who had that? Did Basalt have that?
I have the vial that wasn't enough to be a full upgrade to the.
Can we compare them and see how much this is versus how much that is?
I can tell you this looks like a full thing of wood silver.
Oh. So, I think
We can
now
trade.
I think now we have enough to do a ritual in the cauldron, right? If we have the other right ingredients.
I think so.
I apologize. I'm just chewing away. What other ingredients did we have to get?
Well, I think it depends on what we're trying to do with it. What spell do we want to cast in the cauldron?
Well, I definitely want to cure you of your affliction. Maybe something that would lead us to some deeper treasure. Perhaps something that what was his name? That Drahir Bane was looking for, one of those special knickknacks. Or a different wing of that we haven't explored yet.
Oh, wait, I just had an idea. Thea, are there any pages in that journal that are just blank?
Are there pages in the journal that are blank?
There are.
There are.
Nice. I run over to the alchemist supplies that we had, and I want to make a message revealment powder.
Okay. Make the powder.
And then when it's finished, I will offer it to Thea. Maybe there's something on the blank pages.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's look. Should it does it to one of the blank pages? Wow, I just dropped my...
It goes everywhere.
I just slammed my pen and it jabbed into my leg and fell on the floor.
Oh no.
Because I was assaulting my own notebook.
Okay. Spraying the revealing powder on here. You start to begin to see words form. And you kind of push it over, and rising to the top are a series of notes on the first blank page. Becomes apparent from looking at this, is more of a key, that the substances they're talking about, whispered blood and witch silver, they name it by name. You think it's the same thing, or at the very least, judging from the notes, it might be derived from the other. Whispered blood might be able to be converted or refined into the substance they're talking about as witch silver. It's hard to totally tell from this, but it's enough to where it's used a little interchangeably. The second is, it seems that there's talks of making this able to be a bread solution. They're talking about trying to create life in such a way, or imbue energy into living things, and that all injections seem to have failed. And they were curious about whether it was needing more injections. As into one of the journals, this would be Deborah's that you're in right now as you're doing this, because there's other blank pages in the other books and some of it in between other ones. but from Deborah, and she talks of who might be the best recipient to test a large dose on, Delilah or Delaney?
Does it almost seem like that like at least like in the wording of that specifically, that it's like Delilah and Delaney are like beneath Deborah in the sense like this is like their teacher almost.
Insight check.
A dirty 20.
This feels more like their mother.
Guys,
Yeah, what's up?
I
Thanks for that.
think Deborah might be their mom, and that she was teaching them stuff. Like, and that this stuff about Project Witch, that Whispered Blood and Witch Silver are related, and that this project was done on somebody, either Aunt Delilah or Mom. And well, we know Mom had all of us, and we have witch blood. Even Timber, who's not a witch, and
Wait, are you saying our grandmother drugged our mom and that's what made her so promiscuous?
no, I think it's something that made her extra powerful, and that it's like it imbued her very blood with magical power that could be passed on to people, right? Because when you have kids, like some of your very DNA comes from your parents, right? So whatever was done to her was passed on to us, all of us.
You know, I never thought of it that way before. That like it wasn't her choice to go sleeping with so many people. But there's probably magic that can do that.
That's kind of
It's like-
scary.
If grandma was like, I want this witch blood to work, but I need a lot of trials.
I wonder if Mom knows. Or if it feels weird calling her Deborah, but also weird calling her grandma. But maybe she did it without her knowing, potentially, or like wiped the memory of doing it away from Mom. Because I feel like that's something. I guess maybe not. Our family does keep secrets. Maybe that's not something you share, even if you know it.
Yeah. Thea, does it say what the source of the Whispered One stuff, where that comes from?
Does it say?
No, it seems to reference possibly some other text. Like this seems to assume a certain knowledge of it in the way that they were talking.
No, it doesn't say like a source exactly. Just that, like, well, they must have known a lot about it.
Yeah. Well, we can always make more revealing powder if we want to try it on other books. This is
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. Fia's gonna like keep like looking at it and kind of just like sit down on the bed.
I'm gonna while Thea's reading, I'm gonna go over to Basalt. Just kind of off to the side and lower my voice.
So, bit of a dilemma here, because on the one hand, I wanna get rid of Thea's conscience. But on the other, I don't want to become a mutant thing. And so mine has a ticking clock.
Do you think it's possible that, like that thing that we killed and that I was able to collect this amount from, if the other mutations in here might also have it? And so, like, if we kill them, we could collect it?
I'm hoping so, but
Because, like,
the other thing,
there were those few that we snuck past.
Did we sneak past something?
Yeah, they had, like, metal bands around
At
their
the
eyes.
entrance, yeah.
Oh, right.
And those were more, like, humanoid compared to the like, weird elemental things that attacked us in the following room, and then the gibbering mouther gnome.
Yeah, that's true. But the one that did have the witch blood, like, could smell the witch blood on us, right?
Oh, that's true. So maybe those other ones wouldn't have it. But that's not necessarily a thing that all of the mutations would have.
Yeah.
But I would... Well... See, that I'm having a dilemma also. It's like, if these are creatures that, Mom and Delilah like experimented on against their will, and their like life span was extended because of that, like with that machine that we put down, like, should we be doing that to all of them?
I don't really get into the moral complications of things. I kind of threw that out the window when I murdered my first guy. But the other thing I was thinking is that if we don't cure the mutation thing on me tonight and it gets way worse tomorrow, I might be useless.
Yeah. I guess we should ask Thea what she thought up now that we actually have the witch silver to do it with.
Yeah, we'll open it up to everyone. We'll find out what we want to use the spell on.
Well, we can't tell Thea the other.
Well, yeah.
Of it.
Right.
But we should definitely bring Misty in on that part.
Yeah.
Misty?
Oh, look, she found some boots. She's wearing them. On her head? I don't
know.
It's okay.
She keeps calling, like, the waste bin like a treasure bin. Do you know what's up with that?
One man's trash?
I guess.
I mean, you never know what you're going to find.
What's been searched in the room?
I think at this point, almost the whole room's been searched. And they were just calling for Misty. So did you have a quest with Misty? Basalt was just calling for Misty.
Misty.
Yeah.
And I lower my voice. Do you remember what the shade of Aunt Delilah said to us about Thea and her conscience?
No.
How? Okay. Is this Jackie not remembering, or is this Misty not remembering?
Probably both.
Fair.
Well, hold on a second. When you say the whole room's been searched, what does that mean?
I think because they went through drawers, they went under beds, they went in corners. The room has been thoroughly searched.
Okay.
So, remember how the Shade of Aunt Delilah mentioned that Thea has an extra passenger, and that we could, if we could get rid of it, if we found a particular locket. Timber found the locket, but we can't let Thea know because the thing inside her would become violent and try to kill us.
Okay.
But to get rid of that, we need witch blood, which we found some, but we also need to cure Timber of the weird tentacle hand things, and Dagon, preferably. And theirs is on a time constraint. It's like they only have a couple of days to potentially have things go horribly wrong. So we wanted your opinion. Do we try and fix Dagon and Timber first before trying to fix Thea and hope we can maybe find more witch blood like how I found in that creature?
Well, I don't know.
I figured on a scale of potential danger, Timber and Dagon are more in danger currently than Thea. Thea's had her extra for a while and hasn't ever really mentioned it. So my vote was to try and fix Timber and Dagon first, and then we could, since we have the main component, then we just need the witch silver or the witch blood to then try and fix Thea. We also found the bee that Shadow Delilah said that was part of what was needed to bring her back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. To bring Shadow Delilah back. And then I don't know if Timber, you can identify this. I pull out the necklace with there's writing on the crystal like it was potentially grown, but it's so small, not even my jeweler's glass lets me read it.
Yeah, I can give that a shot.
I'm kind of hoping it's the notes you were looking for, because that would be cool, because then you could just wear his notes around your neck.
Oh, that would be cool. But I also was thinking if we took the full vial and the partial vial, that might be enough for me and Dagon. Because I was worried that like a whole vial wouldn't be enough for both of us. But since he's so little, maybe the small little part would be enough.
Theoretically, that should work. So,
And Thea said she had a spell ready for it.
I'm just curious what ingredients she thinks that we should use.
Well, if it's like last time, the individual ingredients are up to us. They just need purpose, like our own individual will and purpose put into the item, I think.
True. All right. So, Misty, are you on board with fixing Timber and Dagon first?
Whatever you think's best.
All right.
Okay.
Timber, if you want to identify that.
You'll get the cauldron ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Thea, see what she has in regards to that spell. Thea,
Yeah?
you find anything?
No, I'm still kind of reeling from the fact that our grandmother might have secretly injected
Dosed
our
our mom.
mom with a secret substance and that caused her to act compulsively. If that's actually true.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it just seems like a possibility because it would kind of explain. Like, I don't really know any other women that act quite in the same manner as mom, but that's neither here nor there. It could be just mom, enjoys herself, and that's perfectly fine. But if it was against her will, then that's so messed up, and we shouldn't necessarily. We should keep it as an open possibility. But we were just talking, and we think we have enough witch silver now for the spell. So what did you come up with?
Oh, right. So, so since there's 3 of us and we'd add something in, so the spell goes 1 to cure, 2 to heal, 3 to purify, and together we'll remove this curse from our brother dear that forces change most severe. And we at each point for the 1, 2, and 3 part, we'd add in something specific that calls to us in the sense of something that would purify or make clean, and we'll make Timber a bath. And Dagon's pretty small, so he'd probably fit in the cauldron too.
Yeah, I can just hold him if Missy's okay with that. But I was thinking maybe after you say all the spell, like at the end, you can add and Dagon. I think that'll work.
I like the Andagon part for sure.
Misty, do you still have the gift I gave you? Long time ago. I think I gave you 2. They're small and they're round, and they might be just what Dagon needs.
I don't know.
I gave Misty 2 bath bombs.
Oh.
2 like seawater seaweed bath bombs.
Yeah.
It might work.
All right, so what would you all like to do?
Look around the room for, I guess, components that might. Actually, we have a whole spell list of things that talk about which components are used in cleansing stuff. Rejuvenation formula, the sand of the Sphinx, the powdered golden dragon wing, and the dragon turtle shell fragment, and purified water.
Absolutely. You sort of get the idea that these all seem like a lot of these ingredients could be taken and used in your brews if you so desired. It seems that there's a sense almost that the witches stuff began to empower and make alchemical formulations more powerful, be able to achieve greater results than what they were able to do. So all right, put that in. And I just want to give a free rein there. Is there anything Missy in particular wants to do?
She had wanted to find something, but if the room's been ransacked, I'm moving on.
Okay. Like find something because we're giving some things in the trash buckets and I'm saying a lot of trinkets. What were you thinking of there? I was just trying to understand.
I was just kind of trying to see if there was anything interesting in there. And
So interesting plot-wise or interesting Misty-wise? It was really like about the.
well, I mean, people were finding some really cool stuff in there, and then I found a silver's worth of jewelry.
Mhm. Gotcha. Um, gotcha. I think that. So.
But if the room's clean, I'm
Yeah. I was gonna
Like you
say
move it.
magic items in there. I gotcha. Okay. So what is all right? So want to proceed with the ritual?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. So,
His condition is it all of his feathers have this, or just the ones on his hands?
one's on his hands.
Okay. So I'm gonna grab Essence of Mimic to try and get it so that his hands can mimic all his healthy feathers.
I like it.
Fia is going to specifically look for uh um so go back into the alchemy room and like rifle around looking for just like healing herbs. Like the one in particular that I am thinking of is Old Man Beard's lichen, because you can like use that for so many different
Oh, if you want something
like
healing, I have this. and
antibacterial things.
I pull out the vial of the red healing liquid that we found out on the plains that I've never gotten a chance to try and refine. If you want to, this heals. We know that.
Yeah.
So I hand it to you. So we know that this can it only heals 1 HP and it could be refined, but for the sake of, healing our brother, I think that's worthwhile. Well, excuse me, our brother and Dagon.
Andy.
Okay. Very cool. And so you gather the ingredients together and you do the witch's chant while pouring the liquid. And with that, we'll do a group chant check. So Misty Basalt and Thea, you can do charisma with your proficiency of alchemy. And then Timber, you can do your intellect proficiency.
Okay. Disadvantage, cause frightened. Oh, that's so bad. So I got a 13 total then.
I got a 15.
22.
Yeah.
Nice. Then Misty.
22.
Perfect. Boiling this around. It churns and boils. The ingredients take, magnifying the effects as it suddenly becomes this glowing substance, thick, almost like a syrup, as the winds churn around. And it seems to wait. So, Timber, you injecting or putting in your hands?
Sorry, I thought I was in the cauldron with Dagon.
Okay. I think I was missing some of that.
Like a bath.
We
Yeah,
made timber soup.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk, and not always I'm doing this, so sometimes I miss the things. Sometimes when it's like I get in the thing.
Right.
So, very cool. So you're in the cauldron with Dagon as everything churns around. And as it fits in, you feel a sensation. You look in the water, and there is this what looks like dark green liquid that starts coming out of you and Dagon. And as it swirls, it eventually seems overtaken by this goopiness. Then it recedes, and you find your finger feathers and Dagon suckers all back to normal.
Good job, guys. We did it.
And this essentially takes about 2 hours ultimately, moving through the process. And so you can, and with, since you use your wood silver, you can now do this with your cauldron over a period of 2 hours with the appropriate stuff. It just takes about 2 hours.
So is this a 2-hour greater restoration?
Pretty much.
Okay.
What equates to appropriate stuff? Like, we have to use the same ingredients?
What we've been doing, the witch stuff, I think you use the valuable healing potion.
Okay.
Again, I think, stuff that makes sense. We've been doing that with the Briarwood magic.
Okay, cool.
Briarwood magic kind of going, what makes sense here, as opposed to, we want to get away from the, I just get 100 gold of another substance.
Yeah.
And we want it flavorful and fun and collecting these things from creatures. I think basically what you all did here, and that's how we want to feel the Briarwood magic. It's kind of where I'm thinking we're coming, where we've kind of been making this, so that you can collect things from creatures and then try to do fun spell effects.
But that, because we've already done it, we essentially have like a scrying ritual spell that we can create, and then a greater restoration spell that we can create.
Yes.
On the back burner at any time, as long as we find the appropriate.
Yes. So
those are like known spells, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so this would be our 2-hour ritual greater restoration that requires like a healing potion plus essence of the mimic.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. And between all of you, like, to me, you're able to beat the spell level plus 10 DC to create the spell in there.
And I will hand Dagon back to Misty. And kind of...
my fingers are all pruny. Ooh, it's cold.
Are your fingers like how a bird's feet are?
So yes, they are, but they are black.
Yeah. Okay.
And they got talons on the end of
that
them.
kind of like rough skin.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Feel less
Glad you're not
fuzzy,
gonna
woolly,
turn
tingly.
into one of those screamy things.
Yeah, that did not look pleasant.
God only knows what would have happened if you turned into that, if you would have maintained your necromancy abilities.
Or
and had a new screaming power.
Right? Maybe I've just been a horrible goop monster that just kind of went around raising undead. Huh. Oh, wait. Now I can do the ritual.
And I will 10-minute ritual. What was it? Is it a piece of jewelry?
Yeah, it's the the braided cord with the clear gem in it,
Yeah.
which has the writing in it that was too small for me to see even with the jeweler's glass.
Yeah, I will identify that to see if it gives additional information to me.
It is not magical.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to figure out a way to read this eventually. I want to know.
As a previous wizard, does this seem like it could be an arcane focus?
I mean, crystals can function that way. You don't think the writing is what makes it that? If it was used that way, the writing is separate.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I was just in my mind. I was thinking, well, what if this was they just wore their arcane focus and then engraved something on it to claim it as their own? Was my thinking.
Right. So yeah, you don't get that sense necessarily.
Okay.
This again, from looking at it, it was as if somehow like the writing was almost grown into the thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Well, I'll find enough glass eventually to read this. I don't care if I have to build a new jeweler's glass that can
But if it's
magnify.
in a language you can't read.
Well, we'll get there when I can actually see the letters properly.
Okay. Maybe it's just runes. Arcane runes.
Well, I would also want to know because maybe it's something we could make use of.
Yeah.
What was the color of the cord again? Because you said it was like
Black.
braided black. Okay, and it's metal.
Wait. Can any of us cast induce enlarge reduce?
I cannot.
Okay.
I didn't say metal. It's like a fabric thread.
Okay.
Wait. We just befriended a whole bunch of Dwarger that can. And sent them to Mom. I hope she didn't kill them all.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to wait till we get home then. Yeah, enlarge reduce is not on our spell list. Is it on yours? It's on yours.
Amazing. So, what would you all like to do next?
Well,
Oh, Thea, what weapon did you want the scattered elements to be? So that way I can code it?
Probably
'Cause it's simple short swords, and I'm assuming it would have to be bladed of some sort. So which is better, your strength or your dex?
they're equal.
Okay, so
But it can't be anything two-handed because I have a tentacle arm.
you can wrap a tentacle around a hilt.
I know, but I don't think.
Okay. Does your arm have reach? Because maybe I just make like the tip of a whip and you use your
Right?
arm like a whip.
No, I think we discussed that it doesn't have any reach, but it does have but it does like have like the flavor of that it's longer than my other arm.
So what weapon?
I was thinking at one point, but then I realized that all of these are from Bard, so I have to.
a gun.
So it's simple weapons, short swords, or whip or blowgun. But I think it would have to be bladed because it's just this little piece of metal.
Yeah, I'm looking
Just a-
at
So like a
regular old
sickle,
firearm.
real quick.
a regular old firearm. I think a short sword makes the most sense, personally.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I gave your Skelly the +1 scimitar.
Nice. He can actually hurt things now. They're resistant to non-magical damage.
Uncommon. What are we getting to the point where we would have to like long rest? I like this room for long resting personally.
It does have that.
You don't have to, but you could try to hold up in this room if you wanted to.
So if we're not at the end of the adventuring day, I would. This is a good place to sleep if we wanted to just check out the next room. Potentially, and then at least now we know of some place where we can sleep fairly safely. Is there a lever to put the door to the wall back up? From inside the room?
Right. So there is inscriptions upon the wall nearby that seem to, you think, reset the magic.
But would we be able to get out is the question.
You don't think you necessarily could. This seems, which strikes you as a bit odd.
Holy shit, this was... Literally, Deborah just locked them up in here. And then would let them out when she was ready to teach them stuff.
Oh, and then they locked her in here.
Potentially.
I kind of want to go out on a limb and say that based upon what I was reading in that book or reading in the journal, that that wasn't Grandma.
Oh.
She sounds a little bit more like
Fredericky.
Formidable.
Oh.
Scary.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well,
yeah, I mean,
like if
you've seen Mom and Aunt Delilah, what would make you think our grandmother wouldn't be as formidable, if not more so?
exactly.
They had to learn from somebody.
I know.
So why do you think that she wouldn't be the one to lock them in here?
No, I mean that the thing that we killed.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think that was Grandma. Unless, I mean, it could have been potentially if Mom and Delilah had gotten powerful enough to, catch her by surprise.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can't seem to get out of this room without turning the keys on the other side makes this seem like a prison cell. It's just, decorated nicely.
No, I was thinking like she kept them in here, and then one day they turned the tables and they put her in here, just left her.
Oh, how the turns have tabled.
Yeah. I am kind of tapped on magic. I got a little bit left, but we wanted to continue exploring.
What was the other exits from here other than the one that we came in from? In the lab?
So this was the only way to go. In the lab, there was no other way.
Oh, so the lab was
forward.
The end.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I have seen like
Outside
the end
of this
until you
room.
did this, and then you found this room.
Okay, cool. So
yeah. Other than that, I think you still had the east and west hallways, I believe.
Okay. So then,
but it's up to you because you also have found much of I think everything you came for.
Except for the whispered one notes.
So we could start making our way back. Well, it hasn't been 8 hours for the Dark Delilah to restore energy, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah. So if we went back now, she wouldn't be back
She
yet.
wouldn't be there. Wouldn't be able to tell us what to do with the bee.
Yeah.
And was the bee the only thing that we needed for that she had told us already? Because I genuinely don't remember. On
this level, I think that was the only thing.
Okay.
There were 3 things that she needed, but I think
that's right.
The bee was the first. I think it was the only one on this level.
So then,
So there were 3 different whispered one notes scattered around somewhere. 3 different things to bring Aunt D back. And yeah, that was it.
so we can either check out one of the other hallways, or we can kind of take a breather for the night here, because this seems like a safe enough place. We cleared, the monsters on the way here, and this is a dead end, so at least we know there's not something coming from behind us. Seeing as this room can potentially be used to lock us in, I don't advise that we sleep in here. Maybe we drag the bed out into the lab. Or the beds.
Well, I mean, it can only lock us in if we're in here and someone...
Did the keys go down in with the wall?
They did, yes.
Okay. Oh, so then they would... I think I'll sleep in the lab at the very least, in case something comes in. It would be bad if none of us could, release the others. And there's only 2 beds anyways. I figured let Thea and Misty use them.
Oh, were there only 2? I thought there was more than that.
I thought it was just the bunk beds.
That's fine by me.
It was the 2 bunk beds, and there was a bedroll in here, but you have bedrolls, so
Yeah.
And I don't know if it will be very comfy because I don't remember how big the cauldron was, but I know there was a cauldron back there, and that the jar still makes salt water. We could fill it up with salt water for you, Misty.
Yeah, I don't sleep on beds.
All right. Well, I mean, when we were traveling in the overland before we got the tub, you had to. Well, you slept on the ground, but is there a tub or the cauldron big enough in the lab or something that we could potentially fill up with water for Misty?
There's enough stuff you would find something like that. All right. Do you want to do watches? We can do 2 watches if we wanted to do 2 conversations, or we can go to the long rest. What would you like to do?
I'm good with doing 2 watches.
I'd like to just do a long rest.
I'm good with that too.
That's fine.
Okay. Sounds good. This area is actually pretty secure. Nothing seems to be coming in here, so you may have your long rest.
Spell slots reacquired.
And then I would have attuned to the alchemical armor. Does anybody need studded leather? I don't know what armor you guys are rocking.
I don't have any armor.
Would you like my studded leather?
Sure.
Yeah. We'll wake up, I was like, oh, yeah.
And I pull control back over Rutherford real quick.
So he doesn't try to murder us.
Yeah. Wait, how many of those can you control? Can you control at a time?
4.
So
I just need to. I just need to find the bodies. Yeah, if we can find the bodies or pile of bones, I can make more.
Okay. So,
I mean, there were a whole bunch in that first room we entered. I just didn't like that room very much.
yeah, that's fair. Am I still frightened having long rested?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry. You would be over here, so no, I apologize.
Okay.
No,
Sweet.
you wanted because you rested here.
Oh, so if I'd rested in the scarier parts, it would have stayed. God damn, that's so sneaky.
Yeah, this isn't considered part of that. This is a separate area. So
That's wild. All right.
So we go back to Aunt D and show her the bee.
Yes, which means we're gonna have to sneak past the metal banded eyes guys.
Wait, why would we go back?
We found the bee so that way she could tell us the next thing that we need to find to help bring her back. Or were you not for that plan anymore?
Well, if there's other rooms, why aren't we going to those first?
I guess we could.
Yeah, I think there were several. Oh wait, no, there's just
two
the
hallways
two.
that we still haven't gone down.
Yeah, there's east and west.
I just assumed that this would kind of be our base of operations at this point, so we'd always be coming back this way. But we can check them first, if you'd rather
I
do
like
that.
that. I like it. I say we check them. East
So
or west?
Yeah, east or west, Misty.
East.
East it is.
East. I thought you said west. I'm sorry.
okay.
We'll go that way.
I'm a shit poster.
You come in, going down this way.
Well,
15 foot long, and ends with an iron door that's cracked open, hanging off of one of its hinges. There's this overpowering acrid smell in the air, and you hear the sounds of splashing.
Does it sound like shallow splashing or deeper splashing? Like footsteps running through water or someone like in a pool splashing about?
More like in the pool.
I go up to the door and open it.
Okay. You look in and you see this individual glowing vibrantly. Massive chunks of their flesh is melted away, likely from acid. They look at you from all fours from the center of this room. Above them is another with their melted flesh hanging from the ceiling. Their hands seem to be melted within the stone itself. You can see in the far end of this room, there's a 15 by 10, you can tell is a pit. You can see a little bit of liquid within. Other than that, the room is pretty barren. There's empty crates, scraps of paper, broken vials, torn cloth, and a wheelbarrow is propped up against.
I'll go run and jump into the water.
There is a 3-foot tall fence, but you can easily jump it. Give me a perception check.
21.
21. As you're approaching, your senses immediately alert you that the pit is filled with acid. And looking down in it, you can see another individual swimming there as well. Looking in, it seems they have a fin like you have when in salt water.
I speak Aquan. Hello?
They look eyes wide, much of their flesh melted away by the acid, but at some point it seems like it stopped as they open their mouth. And you, as they do, you can see there's no tongue, throat. It's like as if they want to speak but can't.
Would tongues work?
I think that lets you speak.
Yeah, I want to work for the language, yeah.
If you had detect thoughts, potentially.
Yeah, because you think they understand you, and they're probably trying to speak Aquan back, but they just can't.
I cast sending.
I think. Don't you have to say the words of that out loud?
No.
No?
Oh yeah, you just have to think of.
The sender does. The recipient can think.
Nice.
Hello. My name is Misty. Are you a mermaid? Can I help you in some way? What happened here? Are you trapped? Tell me anything.
I'm in so much pain. I was a mermaid. I can no longer breathe air. No, I think I can breathe the sea. It experimented on me. Did many things. Made me eventually able to be here.
So I say out loud, nod yes or shake head no. If I brought you a tub of salt water, could you transfer into that? Are you able to survive in anything other than acid? Okay. Is there a magic that you think could reverse this?
There's a shrug there a little bit.
I have magic. let me see if I can use some of the things here in the notes. If I asked you in Ascending to describe the person's book, would you be able to do that? All right, so I'm going to use another third level and ask her or him or whoever to it's a male.
Mm-hmm.
So I ask him if he can describe what the book that the notes were taken in looks like.
No book. One of their crystals.
Okay.
Just as a note, I'm understanding everything Misty's saying.
I'm speaking in Aquan.
Yeah, I speak Primordial. Aquan's a dialect of
Oh, okay.
Primordial.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I had Aquan as a separate thing, so I don't know.
No, yeah, it is separated for some reason. I don't know why, but Primordial's the overarching language, and then they each have their own dialect for the different
It's like-
planes.
Yeah.
So I'm just not hearing their side, but I'm hearing your side of the conversation. I wanted Jackie to know that. Misty wouldn't necessarily know it.
I think I did. I don't remember. They read from crystal. From the crystal they read. Don't remember if they wrote notes in something or not.
Okay. I'm going to go look for it. And I'll be back. And she'll walk over to the others.
From what I can tell in this room, there's these other creatures here. They, unlike everything else so far, have not been aggressive.
Okay. I think these are people who were experimented on. There's a merman in the acid pool, and I think we can help him. But we have to find...
They're still alive in the acid pool?
Yes.
How?
Because they were experimented on to only survive in acid.
Ugh.
That sounds painful.
It is. Aunt Delilah never said she experimented on mer people.
If we wanted to transport them, the salt could just acid the floor and we could move them along the floor.
Well, I have two ideas. The first one is if we can make a pool of acid that doesn't hurt. It's something that's technically an acid, but doesn't hurt people. And the second idea is to go find this crystal thing that the person used to create this magic to try and figure out how to reverse it.
Wait, a crystal?
A jewel.
No, I know what a crystal is, but they said that the notes were on a crystal?
Yeah.
Could it be this?
What's
And
that?
I pull the clear crystal amulet out from under my shirt. I found this yesterday.
Can I show it to him?
Yeah. No.
Right. I'll be back. And she goes.
The words are too. I think the way the words that are on it formed, it was like the words formed as the crystal formed. Like I can't actually read it. Not with my jeweler's glass to magnify it even.
What if we projected light through the crystal onto the wall?
She walks over to the acid pool and asks, "Is this the crystal?"
They nod and kind of do a shoulder shrug.
Okay. She goes back. He had described it, I think, as being red, but he says
They didn't say red.
Oh.
They read it.
Oh.
It was what he said.
Okay.
So this might
red, yeah.
This might be it, because he had said it had been read from, and there's words in it, but he isn't completely sure. But I guess it looks similar if it's not it.
Thea, can you make light? Or Misty, can you make light? I don't remember which. Or
I can't. I can. Well, hold on. I can do this, and she. Well, I mean, I can light a torch, and I can't.
Yeah.
The fumes. No. I'm just kidding. So light the torch, and you kind of hold it.
Hold it, and like, let's get to a wall, to a flat surface, so we can see if this works, and just hold it in front of the torch to see if it projects anything.
You hold it. It is like super out of focus and jumbled.
Wait a minute.
But it is, yeah.
Can I try something? I want to is that tub still out? My bed.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have dumped it.
Okay, let me. And she kind of.
I mean, we would go back with you.
she dumps her head into the water and then looks at it.
Okay.
I think I get what she's trying to do, but I think she has to keep her head out of the water. I say to the others.
I mean, what is the desired effect here?
She's just trying to.
Not sure what you're trying to do.
She's just trying to see if it's like readable in the water, since it's blurry when it's not. In the water.
Okay.
No, I thought you were trying to use the water to like magnify it, but you would have to keep your head out of the water.
Okay. So no, you don't. There doesn't seem to be a change within the water, and the blurriness was what was projected on the walls.
Oh,
like in shadows. Yeah. So I'm sorry, because you said you went to a wall. As you go to the wall, let me describe this. The light comes through and kind of seems like it does project like these words, but they're out of focus, and
we need
almost like some words run into each other.
The flickering of the fire isn't helping. We might be able to decipher this if we have a stable light source.
Well, maybe if I look through Dagon's eyes, she'll try to look through Dagon's eyes.
Doesn't seem to change it much.
You know, focus the light from fire is tricky. I mean, we could go look for a lens back in the supply room.
Yeah. Or maybe it's a different crystal altogether, but I don't know.
So the thing that I'll try is to find. I think we need a
Cave.
concave
Well,
lens.
isn't it basically the same thing depending on how you're holding it? Because the lens would just be bent, and so it's like
It's
cave
a
effect depending on if it's on a flat surface, right?
Well, no, like the lens itself has the bend to it, and so one side is concave and one's convex, and which one you use depends on if it's focused into a beam.
Gotcha.
So I think it's concave focuses it into a beam that we can then put the crystal up to then hopefully project it onto a wall. But I don't know if the firelight is if that would work on a lens.
The lights in the lab, were those magical light sconces, or were those like just ever burning torches?
Those were ever burning.
Okay. God damn it! You know who has the freaking light? Rip. He got a flashlight. He had an actual flashlight.
I have another idea. Thea,
What?
this is so weird. Can we reflect the light off Sterling?
Maybe.
Oh wait, I'm the big dumb. Grow, come here. And I change him into a giant fire beetle because that just gives off steady light.
Oh, nice!
Okay.
And then we would want to try to find a dark corner if we can like flick the magic off so that way we can get a darkened wall so that way we can do this when I hold.
I mean, you can take them. They're like torches, so you can take torches off the wall and.
Oh, okay. But yeah, just darken a corner so that way when we do this, it's projecting onto like a dark wall. Our familiars are so damn useful.
This works better. It seems like what you're doing is you're having this light come from a side of it. And I'll say, as you're with your alchemy and just how things work, you think this might be designed for the light to come from inside of it.
You have to cast light on the object so that it sends it out.
There was a time when I used to have.
Who would have thought the bane of our existence would be our spell list?
At least it's not a wall or a door.
I mean,
It's
Misty knows a friendly wizard up top. I always days ago, you do have resources and things.
Yeah.
So we know the method, just we don't have the means. Well, do we want to? I know it doesn't feel great to leave them like that, but do we want to check the other hallway? I don't know what else we can do for them right now.
In that room where we found, or where Misty found the merman, was there another exit, or was it just other creatures in that room?
There's just the other creatures in the room.
Okay. And what were the other creatures?
They look like humanoids that have been burned and melted by acid.
Okay. And they had their hands stuck into the floor?
One did.
One did, okay.
There's a sense to the other two that you feel like the pain that they've undergone has like taken most of like the actual humanity out of them. as far
Yeah,
as humanoidity.
Yeah,
Um,
they're like effectively just kind of like husks there, just existing.
But
What do you think, Misty?
I want to help them.
Yeah. I just don't know what we can do here.
Well, we have to find the crystal.
I think we have the crystal, we just can't read it.
Why not?
We don't have the magic it needs to cast the words onto the walls.
What do we need?
Some sort of spell that produces steady light.
From within it.
I think we can find people that can help. I just don't know how to do it right now.
Well, we can't prestidigitate something?
That doesn't leave it lit. It's just like for a second that you can do like sparks type thing. And it's done like that specifically because there just is a light cantrip.
I'm gonna look at Broom. Do you know where we could find a potion to light something?
looking at the brown. So I wanted to just recheck its stat block real quick. Here it is. Oh no. It's Intus 2. So it's just it doesn't have language.
Oh.
So it can't process a request like that.
Okay.
Well,
if we go back to the alchemy room,
oh,
we can make something that maybe will let us light it up.
yeah, maybe. I have another idea, but I want to test it on something else before we test it on that crystal. Going back into the alchemy room, are there any other semi-clear crystals in here that don't even have to be cut? They might be rough, but that are semi-transparent?
Yeah, there would be. There'd be just generous supplies here, yeah.
I want to take one, whatever size, and I want to run Shocking Grasp through it and see if the electricity generates light inside it.
I'd say it's a lot like lightning, where it's like each time.
So similar to the flame, the flickering flame.
Yeah.
Okay. What does it do to the crystal itself? Does it
Begins to
damage it?
burn and damage it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's why I want to test it on that
black on the
first.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah. We just need to invent a light bulb real quick.
But we would have to invent the light bulb where the crystal is the bulb.
Yeah, we'd have to find a way to suck all the oxygen out of it to create a vacuum where the Shocking Grasp can function. Well, that didn't work. My mom always wanted me to be a alchemist. Anyway. If only I were an artificer.
All right. We're coming to our time. Is there any last things we wanted to try to do?
Color spray?
In the room, does it look like there's any and this is completely unrelated to our current problem that we're facing, but in the room, are there any kind of like books like of anything really?
In here, everything is pretty much ruined by the acid.
Ah.
To be honest, everything here is ruined by the acid.
Okay.
I don't have any other ideas currently for how to make it work.
Yeah. Color spray says it's flashing, which would be hard, and its duration is around.
What about are there any fireflies?
The issue is that it needs to be lit from inside the gem. So passing light through it, which is what we did, didn't really work. That's what's holding us back. Is the inability to light it from within. Because what we're effectively doing is we're projecting, like, whatever letters, because I'm assuming it's printed like around, like in order. So we're printing backwards letter on top of, or we're projecting backwards letter on top of like correctly facing letters. And it's like messing it up, making it illegible.
Yeah, backward. Yeah,
because all the light's going from the one direction.
and depending on the shape of the crystal, like it could be
Yeah.
multiple angles. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it's a problem.
I got nothing. At least nothing in this moment, since it's
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, I don't have any ideas right now on how to make it work.
Okay. I think with that, then we will end for tonight. And I'll come back next week. We could move on and solve this later or another thing. But everyone watching, thank you so much. And we'll continue next Thursday. See you then.
Good night.
Bye.